Government of Andhra Pradesh. As you know, as you understand, functional English itself means what is the kind of English that is used in our day to day life. And in our day to day life, when we use English, what kind of English should we use? How do we use it in style? How do we use it correctly? These are the things that we have been talking about. And because of that, in the previous sessions, we looked at basic grammar in terms of tense, in terms of prepositions, and how sentences are constructed. And we also looked at how modal auxiliaries are used. A quick recap, a modal auxiliary for examples of modal auxiliaries: can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, need to, so on and so forth. Now, using these modal auxiliaries in our day-to-day lives is what makes a lot of functions in English. The language in use is function. Today we have with us 4 students: Hari, Arvind, Emmanuel, and Mahesh. They are here at our request to participate in the conversation or discussions that we are going to have. And today's session is on how to make requests. That's one. And alongside, we also have commands. What is the exact difference between making a request or commanding somebody to do something? But before we start off, let's listen to what Hari and Arvind have to say. It's a conversation between them, and let's listen to it first. Yes, Arvind and Hari.
Hi,
Hi Arvind,
how are you, bro?
I'm fine. I'm very well. What about you?
Yeah, I'm super good.
What do you want?
Could you please give me your pen?
I don't have pen.
Okay. Then could you please at least your pencil?
Yeah, please take it.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Hmm. Okay, welcome.
Now, what have Hari and Arvind, what did they do? What did Arvind ask for? And how did Hari reply? You must have noticed, he said, could you please give me a pen? Now, this is a construction that we often use in making requests. But before that, let me also share to you that today's, as I said, I repeat, today we are going to look at requesting and commanding and how to make them correctly. When do we make requests in the first place? And to understand that, we need to know that all requests are made when we require some help or when we want to get things done by somebody. Just like how you saw Hari and Arvind. Arvind wanted Hari to give him a pencil or a pen. That is when he made a request. And in a situation like this, if you take a very quick look at the slide, there are two distinct situations in which we make requests. Requests, requesting is done in formal situations and informal situations. What are formal situations? When we talk to somebody who is an authority, or when we are talking to our colleagues in a workplace, in offices, offering public service, we have to make a request in a formal situation. But in informal situation, all informal situations are between friends, between family, you, I and my family, I and my friend, and so on and so forth. When we talk in a situation where the relationship between the person who asks and the person who responds is informal. The office situation, Kani situation, the relationship is informal. The type of request that we make is very, very different from the one that we make at an office place or at the workplace. And making a request both in the workplace or at home, this is an everyday function. We do it so often. We need to do it now and then. Every day we seem to be making. The other day, I had an office colleague who came to me and he said, do the file, do the file and bring it. Actually, the person did not really mean to be rude, but to me, it sounded very rude. Do the file and bring it to me. Maybe an attaching a please could have actually reduced the impact level of rudeness. But these are the ones that we are going to see. Now, I have another two, Emmanuel and Mahesh, and over to Emmanuel and Mahesh. I have a question to ask you. Why should we make a request in the first place? Is it necessary to make request? And if so, we know what a request is. We want something to be done by somebody else. But why do we need to make a request?
Request makes in two categories. So when we need something from someone, so we have to be request. We have to request in requesting manner so people can do whatever we need.
Okay.
In case if we do not ask whatever you have said in a rude manner and in a polite manner, so these things will helpful when we ask something in a requesting manner.
Okay. I have also opened the chat box. Those of you who are watching us can also join us in this discussion. Why do we need to make a request? What's the reason? What is the reason for making a request? Now, Mahesh and Emmanuel are answering, but I have opened the chat box. Everybody else also, all those who are with us live on Zoom or on YouTube, you can type your answers in the chat box. Yes, over to you. Why do we need to make requests?
If we request, so whatever we need, so other people can do.
Okay. Nobody from who have joined us live, nobody is answering. Why do we need to make a request?
And it's a basic manners and etiquette when we need something, when we asking something to the other person, whether he's a friend or whether he is a teacher or whether he is like relatives or
Okay.
someone.
Very good. And I have a couple of answers here. Requesting is more persuasive, soft corner to others. We want help from others, so on and so forth. Now, okay. Now, why do we need to make a request? Take a look at what I had to say through my slide. Why do we request in the first place? Now, look at this. Making a request is an integral part of our peaceful socio-cultural coexistence. అన్ని చాలా పెద్ద పదాల్లాగా ఉన్నాయి, కానీ అంత కష్టమైన పదాలు మాత్రం కావు. అర్థం చేసుకుంటే చాలా సింపుల్. It is an integral part of our peaceful socio-cultural coexistence. When we are all living together and we want to live in peace, సామరస్యంతో ఒకరితో ఒకరు ఉండాలి అంటే it is very important for all of us to see that we use the right kind of language to maintain that peaceful coexistence. ఇప్పుడు చిన్న పిల్లలకే గట్టిగా చెప్తే వాళ్ళే చెయ్యరు పని. అటువంటప్పుడు మనిషి పీస్ఫుల్గా ఉండాలి అంటే ఎలా చేయాలి? హౌ డు వి మేక్ ఎ రిక్వెస్ట్? మన పని అవ్వాలి అంటే మనం ఎలా చేయాలి? Now, a little more about this. When you make a request, it shows your manners. This is a unique word in English, etiquette. Etiquette, it is not etiquette, it is etiquette, said as etiquette. I want all of you who are with me to note that etiquette or manners. So when I make a request, it shows the other person how well mannered I am. So the person who's making a request, the words that he uses, they are very important because they reflect you. Second reason, reflects our culture. Our cultural roots lie in being polite. Our cultural roots lie in the fact that we have a lot of regard and respect for everybody around us. And when you make a request and don't go around ordering people, it shows a lot of respect for others, regardless of age, regardless of gender. Now, these are the three reasons why we need to make a request. And take a quick look at this slide. The factors that make a request effective are the language that we use, the tone that we use, and the body language that we carry to it. Three factors. I repeat, the language that we use, the tone with which we use it, and the body language that we carry on in making a request. Now, how do I act? Let me demonstrate that to you. Now, I am talking, say, to my daughter. Now, this is a very informal situation. Give me that book. Here, give me that book. The tone that I have used is slightly authoritative and probably even I have got irritated. Give me the book. And look at my expression on the face. There are slight wrinkles on my forehead and perhaps, accompanying to the tone, I have a thing of ordering. Give me the book. Give me the book, please. Here, I have a pleasantness. I have softened my tone. My voice or tone has become softer. Not, when I say soft, it does not mean loud and soft. గట్టిగా మాట్లాడడం నెమ్మదిగా మాట్లాడడం కాదు మృదువుగా మాట్లాడడం. My tone has become softer and there is a sense of appeal. It is very appealing to the ear. It's not harsh to the ear. And the body language is, instead of saying, give me the book with a pointed finger, give me the book, please. It's an open palm gesture. So, the tone that you use will automatically guide your body language. And these three factors are very important. And when we are talking about functional English, it also means we are also talking about effective communication. What is effective communication? Communication itself means a give and take of ideas, a give and take of messages, a give and take of, what we want to do in terms of thoughts. So, an effective communicator is one who knows what to say and also how to say it. What to say is language, how to say it is tone and body language. For requesting, all these three, language, tone, and body language, are important. Your tone, in turn, will make your body work. And language wise, we need a series, it's truly learning. Slowly you learn the language and you accompany it. దానికి tone and body language తగిలిస్తే entire situation of being effective in communication occurs. Now here, yes, language, tone, and body language, these three are important. Now let's take a look at this. These are all the various expressions for requesting. Now I also request Hari, Arvind, Emmanuel and Mahesh to be with me throughout so that when I ask you, you should be able to use these structures a bit. Let's take a quick look at these structures. This is called a substitution table. Substitution table means you pick up one word from each column and make hundreds of sentences. Whatever sentence you want to make, you can make. For example, could you please lend me a pen? Now, Arvind's first sentence, could you give me a pen or could you give me your pen, is this structure. Could you please now look at the insertion of the word please? When you insert the word please, the request becomes truly, truly polite. You can never say the word please loudly and harshly. It's impossible to say the word please in a harsh manner. Please, you can never say. Whenever you say please, automatically your tone softens. That is our cultural backing for the word please. Could you please lend me a pen? Could you please give me the newspaper? Could you please lend me some money? They are all, they all end with a slightly rising tone because there is a question. But these are not actual questions as such. It's not asking for information, it is requesting. And it has a question mark at the end. Could you pass on the salt? Could you please show me the menu? Could you please direct me to the railway station? Could you please switch off the fan? Could you please repeat the lesson? And I request all those who are with us on Zoom, you can also read along with me because the slide is in front of you, it is in front of me. As I read along, you also can practice reading it along. Could you please repeat the lesson? When you ask me a question like that, could you please repeat the lesson? It is impossible for me to say, no, I will not. I'll say, yes, I will. Maybe I'll shorten it, but certainly my answer is going to be yes. Could you please send me an email? Could you please demonstrate how to operate this gadget? Same way. Would you please lend me a pen? Would you please? Now, can and could, they are very, very, very formal. So in the most formal of situations, we use can or could. Could you please? Could you please? This is the first part of the structure that is so very fixed. You can fix it. Could you please? Would you please? దీంతో మొదలుపెట్టి మీరు ఏం కావాలన్నా తర్వాత కలుపుకుంటే ఆటోమేటిక్గా మీ రిక్వెస్ట్ చాలా పొలైట్గా ఉంటుంది. Would you please switch off the fan? Would you please direct me to the railway station? Would you please lend me some money? Any sentence, you can take it here. So now this slide, if you take a detailed look at it, you can use it with could you please, would you please, can you please, will you please. Now, can you and will you can use it with friends. If you want to use something with your at the workplace with your boss, it should be could or would. Informal situations with your brother or sister or friend, can you, will you. Can you please lend me a pen? Can you please give me the newspaper? Can you please pass on the salt on the dining table when all of us are sitting? Can you please pass on the salt? This is how we use this structure. I hope I can move on. Could, would, very formal. Can, will, midway, semi-formal. Now take a look at this. Informal situations. Do you think I could use your mobile phone, please? Look at level of formality is very high. Could I ask you to help me get out of this situation? Would it be possible for you to spare your services for a few minutes? May I ask you to help me in solving this? Could you please help me to do this project work? Would it be possible to spend some time with me so that you can explain the project work to me? Now, there are many sentences you can make this way. And now, informal, can I expect some help from you? Just help me in this issue, please. I wonder if you can help me by giving your notebook. Can. Would you mind getting me a piece of paper? This is slightly, it's on the formal side, but merging into the informal. Now, if you notice this, would, could, can, and will. These are the four modal auxiliaries that we can use to make a request. This is how we start the sentence. Could you please? Could you please pass me the book? That is, if the relationship between me and the other person is very formal. Suppose Arvind happens to be my boss. If Arvind is my boss, then I would say, could you please give me your notebook? Suppose Arvind happens to be a student. Can you give me your book? But then, in the student, that is when the third category comes in. If I happen to be the teacher and I say, I neither use can or could, then I say, give me your book, please. Even that is when we get into the mode of commands. Okay. Now, this is important. Can, will, informal. Could, would is very formal. Could you please? The structure of a question. The structure of a question. WH word, subject, and verb. This is how it moves on. Okay. Okay. Now, these are two formal and informal. So you have seen this. Now, you will now see how from polite to very polite, they are moving on. I have taken an instance here. For example, if we are requesting somebody to get medicines, I'm requesting somebody to get medicines. When I'm polite, what is the sentence that I use? And when I'm very, very polite, what do I use? So all these are levels of politeness, degrees of politeness you see in this. Get me some medicines. If my tone is harsh, it becomes a command. Get me some medicines. It's a command. Get me some medicines. It's a request. Get me some medicines, please. It is purely an informal request. Now, when I say polite, it means here the upper part is also informal, and as you move down, it becomes formal. Take a look at this. Please get me some medicines. Will you please get me some medicines? The tone. Tone is important. Will you please get me some medicines? I cannot shout it out. Will you please get me some medicines? It's not possible to shout out this sentence. Can you please get me some medicines? Could you please get me some medicines? Do you think you could please get me some medicines? Do you think it would be possible for you to get me some medicines? This is the highest level of formality. మీకు వీలు పడుతుందా నాకు తేడానికి దయచేసి తెండి మీకు వీలు పడుతుందా తేడానికి దిస్ ఈస్ ద difference between please get me some medicines between please get me some medicines and do you think it is possible for you to get me some medicines. Do you think it is possible to get me some medicines? It's very difficult to reduce if you have the right tone and the right body language. So, now this is a conversation that I want all of you to read. Vikram is a character. Vikram is filling a form at a railway booking counter when his pen stops writing. Now, this is a situation we have very often. Sometimes we have a pen, sometimes we don't carry a pen and we want to borrow it from somebody. Or I carry a pen, I can't find it. I have a pen and it isn't writing. So, what do? I don't come away from the railway station, or Vikram does not go away from the railway station to buy a pen. Immediately, he perhaps will ask somebody nearby if he can borrow a pen, and that is the situation. See how he requests a stranger, somebody he does not know at all, not a friend, but a stranger. Stranger చిన్నవాడైనా పెద్ద అయినా పెద్దవాళ్ళైనా tone is always polite. If you command, ask a stranger, give me a pen, he is certainly going to look at you from top to bottom, and what you want to, the help that you want, you will never get. Now see, Vikram. Now I'm going to look at the conversation, and probably I can share this with Emmanuel. Emmanuel will play the role of the stranger, and I play the role of Vikram. Now listen to us. Excuse me, I'm sorry to trouble you, but I need your help. My pen is not writing. Could you please lend me your pen?
Certainly. Here you can use the pen.
Vikram uses and returns. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, now that is the conversation. We'll repeat this conversation again. Emmanuel, we are going to do this again. Now, Emmanuel will take the role of Vikram and I'll take the role of the stranger.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to trouble you, but I need your help. My pen is not writing. Could you please lend me your pen?
Certainly. Here, you can use the pen.
Uses and returns. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And this is a very short conversation in a formal situation, because Emmanuel, Vikram and the stranger, as I said, stranger, that is why I'm not given the stranger a name. They do not know each other. So even if the stranger is a youngster, even if the stranger even if the stranger is perhaps older than Vikram, the tone has to be polite. If you want a pen, if Vikram wants a pen, he has to be polite. So that is how a request is made. Now take a look at the next conversation. Now this is an informal situation, and I have turned the conversation towards the other side where Arvind is sitting. Now these are two friends. Pratap and Bhaskar are two friends. Now listen to this conversation as it is read out by Hari and Arvind. You can read. Can you see Hari? Can you see the conversation? Now read it. Now Hari is Pratap, Bhaskar is Arvind.
Bhaskar, can you do me a favor, please?
Sure, tell me.
Would it be possible for you to send 1,000 rupees on PhonePe to my brother's number?
Yes, why not?
Oh, thanks a lot. I shall return it at
At the
an
earliest
earliest
possible.
possible.
Okay.
Now this is a conversation. Now perhaps Emmanuel and I will read this again. Now listen to it. You can also read. Can you see it? Both of you? Okay, two of you read it. Okay.
Bhaskar, can you do me a favor, please?
Sure, tell me.
Would it be possible for you to send 1,000 rupees on PhonePe to my brother's number?
Yes, why not?
Oh, thanks a lot. I shall return it at an earliest possible.
Okay.
Now, if you take a look at these two conversations, Is it possible for Pratap or even the other person to ask rudely, is it possible for you to, transfer 1,000 rupees on phone pay to my brother? It's a request. He has the other person, he has to help him out. So he has to ask a request. A requesting tone is very, very, very important. It is not just will you or can you or would you or could you. It is also the tone. Please practice a lot of sentences with this structure, then your requests are on the way. You are on the way to recovery as such in the way you are using your English. Now, here again, you have seen these two conversations. Now, take a look at. In a conversation, it is always two-sided. There are two people. I cannot speak to the wall. Vikram spoke to a stranger. And what were their names? Pratap and Bhaskar. Pratap, there were two people, Pratap and Bhaskar. Or it need not always be two, it can be one and many. Communication itself means it is two or more than two. So naturally, when somebody makes a request, there is another person who is also replying to it. How do we respond to a request? For this, in a request, how did we make a request? We make requests in formal situations and we make requests in informal situations. When these two situations are there and in between varying degrees, it is not all black and all white. It is shades of gray, because even a formal or informal request should have a sense of politeness. So it starts with politeness and moves over to high levels of politeness. When this is the case, shades of gray or shades of white from cream to milk white, if that is the way we make a request, how to respond to that request will also depend on the relationship that we have, that the two people hold. So there are informal ways of responding to a request, and there are formal ways of responding to a request. రెస్పాండ్ అంటే తిరిగి జవాబు చెప్పడము. దాన్ని ఎలా చెప్పాలి? ఫార్మల్గా సిచ్యువేషన్లో ఫార్మల్గా ఉంటుంది రెస్పాన్స్, ఇన్ఫార్మల్ సిచ్యువేషన్లో ఇన్ఫార్మల్గా ఉంటుంది. టేక్ ఎ లుక్ అట్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద ways of responding. How do we respond to a request? Request and response to a request makes the whole conversation. So when somebody else makes a request to you, how will you respond? Expressions to respond to requests. When they are formal, certainly I shall do it. Will you please transfer money through phone pay? Certainly I shall do it. Sure, I'd be glad to extend help. Generally, formal situations are very, slightly trickier, perhaps a little more difficult than informal situations. Informal situations, we can simply say, okay, done. But then in a formal situation, you need to take care. How do you respond? Certainly, I shall do it. Sure, I'd be glad to extend help. Yes, I can do it. Or yes, I can get it done. మీరే చేయనక్కర్లే, ఇంకొకరి చేత చేయించవచ్చు. Yes, I can do it, or I will do it, or I'll get it done. You're welcome, I'll do it. You're welcome, I'll help you. You're welcome, certainly participate in your project work. The second part, the it and it, the pronoun, you can substitute it with whatever the other person has asked you. For example, could you please lend me some money? Sure, I'll certainly lend you some money. Is it possible for you to help me out with my project work? Sure, I'd be glad to extend help for your project work. So, it depends on what subject both of them are talking, and then you can insert that instead of the it that you see in all the 3 sentences or 4 sentences. Now, these are formal ways of responding. Now, take a look at informal situations. ఇన్ఫార్మల్ అంటే ఏంటి? ఫ్రెండ్స్తో, ఇంటి వాళ్ళతో, లేదా బాగా తెలిసిన వాళ్ళతోటి. వేర్ it's okay even if you use your first names and so on and so forth. Of course, by all means, I'll help you. Of course. Oh, why not? It's a pleasure to help you. Never mind, you can always bank on me. Bank on me ante you can depend on me. I'll always help you. Never mind. No problem at all. It's not an issue at all. I can help you out. So look at the informal ways in which you can respond to a request. And repeat. Is it possible for you to transfer money through phone pay? Of course, by all means, I'll help you. Could you please help me out with my project work? అది could అని వాడనక్కర్లే. Can you help me with my project work? Oh, why not? It's a pleasure to help you, because these are informal. So let us avoid can and could. Let us avoid could and would. So can and will. I'll use these 2 words to give a support sentence to these responses. Of course, by all means, I'll help you. Can you pass me the book? Of course, by all means. Can you pick up the books from the library? Can you pass me the book? And yes, Anila, pass chesestam. Can you pick up a few books from the library for me, please? Of course, by all means. I'll pick them up from the library. Is it possible for you to transfer money to my brother on phone pay? Oh, why not? It's a pleasure to help you. Will you please help me out with my dishwashing? Never mind, you can always bank on me. Dishwashing ante గిన్నెలతో. Will you please help me with my dishwashing? Never mind, you can always bank on me. So look at the informal situations. Can, will, informal. Could, would, formal. And in the way we respond to these situations also, we maintain levels of formality and informality. Now we have seen till here. Before we take a look at what is a command, here, almost, in almost all the sessions, we have made it very, very participatory. అంటే ఎవరైతే చూస్తున్నారో వాళ్ళని కూడా ఓపెన్ చేసుకొని వాళ్ళ ఆన్సర్స్ కూడా అడిగాం. So here is a situation that I'm going to give the students who have joined us in the studio today. Hari and Arvind, I have a situation for you. For Hari and Arvind, the situation is they are neighbors. Neighbors అంటే ఏంటి? పక్కింటి వాళ్ళు. ఒకరు ఇంటి పక్కన ఇంకొకరు ఉంటుంది. So they may or may not be true friends. అంత క్లోజ్నెస్ ఉండకపోవచ్చు. So as neighbors, Hari and Arvind are going to create a conversation in which one is going to ask the other to lend a bike. I hope the situation is clear. Hari and Arvind are neighbors, so they have to play those roles. And one is going to request the other to lend the bike, but will. And another situation to Emmanuel and Mahesh, and that is one of you will have to play the role of a manager, and the other one is an employee. And the situation, highly formal. So in this situation, the employee is going to request the manager for a week's leave. I hope the situations are clear. On one side, I have a slightly semi-formal situation, and on the other side, I have a very, very formal situation. In these two, the two teams, on my right and left, they are going to create conversations in semi-formal and formal situations. In the meantime, as they do it, now I'm going to open the chat box for all of you. Let me tell you a situation. I'll announce a situation. You can type the full sentence as a request. Now, this is the time that I give for Hari, Arvind, Emmanuel, and Mahesh to get ready with their conversation. In the meantime, let me open the chat box. I'll announce the situation. You have to type out the request. If I say, for the previous request, if I were your friend, how will you respond? You have to respond to. If you are all ready, this is the chat box that I'm opening. And my first question to all my viewers, whoever is there online, is make a request to your friend asking him or her to give you a textbook. Simple. Make a request to give you a textbook. Situation is very informal. Please type your answers. In the meantime, I want you to get ready with the conversations. Nobody is typing. Start typing. Will you please give me your textbook? Excellent. Hemant Sriram ready? Excellent. Could you please give me your textbook to me? No, no could. It's, I said, informal situation. So you, excuse me, can you give, yes, could you please avoid, could, excuse me, can you give me your textbook? Yes, I'm going to change the situation now. You are going to ask your mother for a cup of coffee. You decide whether it is a formal situation or an informal situation. Ask your mother for a cup of coffee. Ask your mother for a cup of coffee. Ask your mother for, oh, mom, please give cup of coffee, not if. Can you please give a cup of coffee? Oh, okay. It's even more, it's very, very informal. Asking a mom for a cup of coffee. Please give me a cup of coffee. Excellent, Madhavi. You need not even use, can you please give me? You can simply say, please give me a cup of coffee. Can you give me a cup of coffee? Okay. Can you give me a cup of coffee? I'm changing the situation. Ask your father for 5,000 rupees to buy a phone. Ask your father for 5,000 rupees to buy a phone. Amma, I need a cup of coffee. This is really, really informal and very cute. Ask your father, okay, please give me 5,000 rupees to buy a phone, dad. Okay, make it slightly more formal. All of us are not very, and especially when you're asking for money, you need to be really careful. You have to make a proper request. You cannot, please give me 5,000 rupees to buy a phone, dad. Okay, dad, I need 5,000 rupees to buy a phone. That is not a request at all. That is not a request at all. Okay. Ask your teacher to repeat the lesson. Ask your teacher to repeat the lesson. Ask your teacher to repeat the lesson. Ma'am, could you please repeat the lesson? Could you please repeat the lesson, ma'am? Wonderful. Very good. Okay, now it's time. Excuse me, sir. Can you please this lesson once again? Okay, repeat this lesson once again. Not can you. It is could you. It is could you. Could you. This is, see, when you go to the workplace, it's profession. When you come to a college, this is also a professional situation. A college is not an informal place. Please look at the, please check your spellings also. Please check your spellings. Could you please repeat the lesson, ma'am? Okay. Now we will take a look at what, we'll take a look at what Hari and Arvind have to say for their situation as neighbors to ask for a bike.
Hi, Hare Krishna. Good evening.
Hi Arvind. Good evening.
How are you, bro?
I'm fine. I'm very well. What about you?
Yeah, I'm super good. I want some help from you.
Hmm. How can I help you?
I want your bikes for some time. Could you please give me?
Where are you go now?
I have to go my village for I'm participating in elections.
Okay. Okay, take it.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Here. I need your bike. Opening itself was I need your bike. Bike, is it a very expensive article? Or is it, something that you can simply give it away? Now, I would like Arvind to check that. When you're asking for something that is as expensive as a bike, which is not equal to a pen, what sort of construction should we use? Neighbor, so it can be semi-formal. Can you or will you? But from this conversation, do you think Hari will lend the bike? It's a question to you. It's a question in the, do you think, I've opened the chat box, do you think Hari will lend a bike to Arvind? Yes, no. Yes or no? Chat box is open. And where do you want to go now, Hari? Where do you want to go now? No, see, Arvind, I want you to see the responses. Hari will not lend you the bike. No. Now, repeat the conversation, make it really think. Tell why you want. What is the urgency with which you want? Okay. Now, repeat the conversation. Let us see how Hari and Arvind tries to get the bike now.
Hi, Hare Krishna.
Hi Arvind.
How are you?
I'm fine. What do you want?
I want some help from you.
How can I help you?
I want your bike for some time. I have to go somewhere.
Where was you go now?
Where do you want to go? Repeat.
Where do you want to go?
I have to go my village because of I am participating in elections.
Okay, good. Uh, take it. Take it now. Bike.
Where is the construction of, will you please lend me your bike?
Okay, will you please lend me your bike?
Yes. You take it now. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Now, Hari is a very, very, Hari is a very, very nice person. Just asking a bike, take it, he has given it away. Now, let's take a look at this formal situation between Emmanuel and Mahesh. One is a manager and the other one is an employee. You have to ask for a week's leave.
Excuse me, sir. May I come in, please?
Yes, come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, actually, I need 1 week leave tomorrow.
1 week tomorrow or 1 week from tomorrow?
I need 1 week leave from tomorrow.
Yes.
Why do you want to leave?
Actually, sir, I'm not feeling well from past 2 days. So I consult the doctor. He said to take 1 week rest.
What happened to you?
Actually, my blood cells are not that much good, so I should eat some more, and I want to take rest to recover myself. So doctor has suggested me to take rest. So that's the reason I came to you to ask 1 week leave.
1 week leave? No, no, it's not possible.
So can you give me 3 days leave, sir?
No, 3 days we have work.
So then finally, can you please give me 1 day permission? It will be a great helpful to me.
Okay, I can give you a 1 day permission, so you can take leave within 1 day permission.
Thank you so much, sir. It will be a great helpful to me. And day after tomorrow, I will be in the office on time.
Okay, take care. Don't repeat again this.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
These are not rehearsed conversations, and they are not planned, scripted conversations, too. Therefore, you see such a harsh manager who is not willing to give leave even when the employee is unwell. And he says blood cell count has gone down, and the manager has been very, very harsh. Now, if you repeat the same thing, now let me repeat it with Emmanuel. Emmanuel is the manager, and I happen to be the employee who wants leave for 1 week. Look at the constructions. And I want all of you, all four of you, to take a look at them, because we are modeling for the rest of them. Therefore, please take care. Just don't say, I need leave. You are asking for leave. You're requesting for leave. Now, shall we play the role, the two of
Yes,
us?
ma'am.
Okay. Now, here it is. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
I'm not your teacher, okay? So you can be very bold. You're the manager now. As a manager, you talk like a manager. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, actually, I have come to you. Is it possible for you to give me leave for 1 week, sir?
No, now at present we have a lot of work. It's not possible to give leave up to 1 month. After 1 month, I will see whether I have to give the leave or not.
Sir, actually, this is a medical emergency. Because it is a medical emergency, doctor has advised me to take rest. So, could you please give me leave?
No, it's not possible. So how many days you need?
Yeah, this is a cut. This is a cut in the script. Now, when there is a medical emergency,
We should
the
give.
manager has to give me leave. Now, I'll have to tell Emmanuel that you cannot refuse leave for me. So let's repeat the conversation all over again.
Okay.
If I say, if I'm going for a tourist place or I'm going to travel for 1 week, you can refuse. But when I say medical emergency, it is important that you give me leave. Shall we repeat it? Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please come inside.
Sir, I have a request to make.
What is the request you have?
So this is a medical emergency. Is it possible for you to give me 1 week's, leave for 1 week?
Leave for 1 week for medical emergency. What happened?
I'm unwell and I cannot truly explain my medical situation to you right now. But then I promise you, sir, I'll work from home. Whatever I can do from home, I'll do it. Can you please give me leave for 1 week?
If you do the work from home, so surely I will provide the leave to you. But you should do the work properly.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And send a mail.
And send a mail. Now here in this conversation, to somehow I happen to get harsh managers. Nobody is that willing to give me leave, but that is the situation all over. Now, work is so very heavy in almost all sectors, and therefore getting leave is very, very difficult. We are again planning another situation. The situation to the two people on my right, that is Hari and Arvind, is one is going to act like a hostel manager, hostel warden. Another one is a student. The student has to request the hostel manager to allow him to come late by 2 hours. That is, late night. Generally, hostels close at a particular time. Now, Arvind has to request that he should be given permission so that he can come late by 2 hours. Here it goes. You can start.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Hi Arvind, good evening. Why are come here?
Yeah, I have to go my sister's marriage, and I will return to late hostel.
Which day do you are come to let return here?
Um, I will come at 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
I have to go now.
Yes. Permission granted, but carefully comes tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. Now, here again, Arvind, you simply said, I have to go to my sister's wedding. Where is the request? Now, if I were the hostel warden, again, Hari is very kind in lending his bike and giving you permission. If I were the warden, now let me act as the warden now, and you are the student, you are going to make a request to me for coming late. You and I. Turn this side. Now, I'm the warden, and you have to ask me. It should be a request. Start.
Hi, madam. Good evening.
Good evening. What is it? What do you want?
Ma'am, I have to go my sister's marriage, and please permit me uh, to return late hostel.
Okay. When will you return? At what time? We generally close by 9:30 in the. And do you want to come even beyond 9:30?
No, ma'am. I will come 10:30 p.m.
Okay. You want 1 hour permission.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. How will you get back to the hostel? Will somebody drop you from home?
Yes, ma'am.
Now look at the tone of Arvind, because it is, Hari was only asking and I was a teacher. His tone has changed a lot. You see, Arvind's tone has mellowed down. He is literally scared here because I am truly like a warden. What was his sentence that he used? The tone is important when you make a request. If your tone is arrogant, if your tone is like that of an equal, others may not be willing to do what you want them to do. కమ్యూనికేషన్ అంటేనే ఏంటి, మనకి కావలసినట్టు అవతల వాళ్ళు రియాక్ట్ అయితే మన కమ్యూనికేషన్ బాగున్నట్టు. So if you want the warden to agree, you have to ask the warden in the manner that is actually relevant, that is actually good. Now here is another other situation to Emmanuel and Mahesh. The situation is, request a friend to book movie tickets. Request a friend. Remember, friend. Request a friend to book movie tickets. You can carry on.
Hi, Mahesh.
Hi, Manuel.
Actually, can you do me a small favor?
Absolutely.
Actually, I plan to go for a movie with my family. So I don't know what happened to my mobile. It was not working. I mean, it was not working in the sense, actually, payment was not done. So could you book the tickets through your mobile?
Yeah, definitely.
Sure, it will be a great helpful. Thank you, Mahesh, for your understanding. So please book the tickets and send me the WhatsApp and screenshot to my WhatsApp.
Okay, I can book the tickets when my money was returned you.
I will return your money tomorrow without fail.
Okay, I can book the tickets.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Now, this is a conversation for booking tickets. So here, they have used a very informal tone. It is between two friends because the situation itself is movie tickets. Well done. Now here, let me, address everybody, including the four here and many others across the table on the other side who have joined us on Zoom and YouTube, live on YouTube. Every sentence that we speak needs to be grammatically correct. It's not that difficult. Start off a sentence with a subject, follow it up with a verb. I request all of you to again go back to the previous sessions on the auxiliary verbs and modal auxiliaries. But what I have noticed from among the four who have spoken here, there are errors in the use of was, the use of, the placement of were, or where are you, go now, where are you, go now, going now. The minute you use are you, it is automatically a verb with an ing form. Either it is where are you or where are you going now. If you insert the go, it should be ing. So please take a look at the four sessions, one on auxiliaries, another one on modal auxiliaries, next on the simple present and the past tense. You will, when you do this, you will consolidate each and every sentence of yours. Coming back, now we have taken a look at requests. Can and will in informal situations. Can you please, will you please do me a favor? Will you please pass the salt? Can you please write this assignment for me? This is informal. Could you please write this assignment for me? Formal. Is it possible for you to do this? Highly formal. Would it be possible for you to do something for me? Very, very formal. So please make a note of this. Using the modal auxiliaries, we can create a situation where whatever we ask for becomes a request. Now, the difference between a request and a command, and that is exactly what I was trying to tell you. What is a command? A command is simply an order. You're making an order. When do we make a command and when do we make a request? Why have we clubbed these two? రెండు కూడా అడగడమే ఇంకొకరిని చేయమని. కానీ రిక్వెస్ట్ అంటే పొలైట్గా చెయ్యనా అని అడగడం. కమాండ్ అంటే చెయ్యి అని చెప్పడం. Both the way you ask is what matters. For example, commands, I'm sorry, there is a S missing. Commands are used to make someone do something using authority. Commands, there is an S missing there. Commands are used to make someone do something using authority. Authority could be in rank. For example, a principal talking to a teacher. Follow the timetable. Follow the timetable. Designation. Again, this is also superior and the person working under the superior. Profession wise, you can command. Hierarchy అంటే ఒకరి కింద ఇంకొకరు ఉన్నప్పుడు grandfather, father, son's son. This is called hierarchy. Or father, mother, children. That's a hierarchy. Fathers, are in our society. We always the parents among the between the parents too, mother and father. Father's word is what command for the entire family. So here hierarchy, age. Person who is older than the others can command. Elder brother telling the younger one, do this. That also makes a request, converts a request into a command. And superiority. There are two types of commands. One is verbal command and nominal command. These are, technical terms. Don't be worried about technical terms. నేను ముందు నుంచి మీకు చెప్పేది టెక్నికల్ టర్మ్స్ కంటే కూడా మనం అవి ఎలాగ వాడుతాము అన్నది జాగ్రత్తగా వినండి, శ్రద్ధగా చూడండి. There are verbal commands and nominal commands. Now, what are verbal commands? You can read it along with me. Do it. Come here. Look at the tone. I can't say do it. Do it. అంటే ఆటోమేటిక్గా do it please అని వచ్చేస్తుంది. Do it. Come here. Stand up. Sit down. Close the window. Come on. Come on. Come over. Come back here. Write a story. Read a novel. If you notice, all these sentences, they start with a verb. Technically, again, the expressions are built by one core element that is beginning with a verb form. దీన్ని ఏమంటారంటే bare infinitive, without the to. Without adding the to to the verb, bare infinitive, the basic form, lexical meaning is verb, and present tense verb form. Play, plays. Remember that lesson on action words. Play, plays, playing, is playing, are playing, has played, have played, has been playing, have been playing. How the verb play changes into so many forms depending upon tense. Present verb form is play and plays. Present tense simple present form is play and plays. దాంట్లో కూడా play అన్నది basic verb form. So that is the bare infinitive. Without adding anything to the verb, when you use it, we say it, do it. Come here. No came here. Come here. No comes here. Come here. This is the one thing that you have to remember in a verbal command. You can take a quick reading of this. Do it. Come here. Stand up. It satisfies these three. Lexically meaning do అంటే చెయ్యి, ఆ మీనింగే వస్తుంది, ఇంకో మీనింగ్ మారదు. bare infinitive టు లేకుండా వాడాలి. ప్రెసెంట్ టెన్స్ ఫామ్ లో సింపుల్ ప్రెసెంట్ లో bare infinitive వాడితే you can make a command. Any verb can be used. Dance to the tunes. Read the book. N number of sentences. Every verb can be made into a sentence such as a command when you use it in the bare infinitive form, in the simple present form, as the base verb. This is called verbal commands. I told you there is another one, nominal commands. What are nominal commands? Take a look at them. Don't be misled by all this trickiness and, what should I say, technical words. It's very simple using the be form. Be careful, be diligent, be a man, be on time, be there immediately, be smart, be mine, be a good teacher, be a good reader, be a good eater, be a good exerciser. Now for this, if you notice, the first thing is be is followed by a complement. And be పక్కనే ఇంకొకటి కలుపుతాము. ఏం కలుపుతాము? Adjective, adverb, pronoun or noun. For example, be careful. Careful is an adjective. Be on time. It's an adverb. Be smart. Adjective. Be a good teacher. Noun. So after be, we add a noun or an adjective or an adverb, but never a verb. Be read. No. Be dance. No. Read, dance, they are all verbs. Except for those, be smart, be fast, be slow, They are adverbs. You can use them. So this is the way we make a nominal command. Be in its structural meaning. Ante enti? Be forms is, are, was, were, and. These are the five. Is, are, singular, plural, quarter, and tense, present tense. Was, were, past tense. And for I. ఈ మీనింగ్ లో కాకుండా బేర్గా బి ఎలా వాడతామో స్ట్రక్చరల్ మీనింగ్ విత్ an addition of a complement. That is how we make the nominal commands. But then even a command can be made polite. This is what we need to understand in communication. If you want somebody to do what you want them to do, regardless of rank, designation, hierarchy, until and unless there is anger in your command, it is important that we are polite to be an effective communicator. So go there, please. Enough. Bring it here, please. By adding the word please, even a command gets softened and people will start doing whatever you want them to do. Today, we have seen how for effective communication and in communication, making a request or commanding somebody is a day-to-day, we see it normally in our day-to-day activity. Because whenever we talk, we always want somebody to do something for us. Or when somebody asks us to do something for them, we respond to them by saying, okay. The only word that we say is okay. But then we can say, sure, certainly, no issues at all. There are so many ways of responding. Now, I'm going to make a sentence. Now, you are going to tell me whether it is formal, informal, and what is that word that I have used that has made it formal or informal. If you're all ready, the chat box is open. And, students sitting next to me can also answer. Can you please pass me the book? Informal or formal? Informal or formal? Can you please pass me the book? You can also answer. Informal or formal?
Formal.
Huh?
Informal.
Informal. Can you please pass me the glass?
Informal.
Could you please get my spectacles repaired?
Formal. Formal, madam.
Could you please get my spectacles repaired?
Formal.
Formal. madam.
Formal. Very good. Now, is it possible for you to go to the tailor to get my clothes? I need to bring them back. Can you get them back for me? Formal, informal?
Formal.
Formal. Formal. Please get my clothes from the tailor. Now, please get my clothes from the tailor. It's a
Yeah,
command or informal or formal?
Formal, madam.
Is it a command or a request? Is it a command or a request? Please,
It's a request.
please get my clothes from the tailor.
It's a request.
Please get my clothes from the tailor, please. Command. Very good. Can you please pass on that clock to me to check the time?
It's informal.
It's informal. Can you switch off the lights, please?
It's an informal.
It's a request. Good. Informal. Very good. I think almost all of you have understood. So let me again go back. Dear friends, students, all of you who've been, viewing these lessons, please follow us session by session so that by the end of all these sessions, the series of sessions that we are planning to do, you will learn how to use English in various situations so that whenever you use English, you'll use it with a lot more confidence. But from what I have seen, whether students type in the chat box or whether, when we invite students to the studio and they come here and join us for the discussions, What I have noticed as a teacher is the tenses seem to be going wrong. It's a serious concern as a language teacher for me. So please take a look again and again at how you use the verbs in tenses. In the simple tense, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Or past tense, simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. How do you use the have? How do we use the do? How do we construct a sentence? How do we construct a question? If you can take a look at these, then certainly your communication will improve. Apart from that, the tip for today is do a lot of reading. Reading unconsciously helps you to improve your language. And please, those of you who are watching us on YouTube right now, live or even later, we request you to post your requests as to what we should be doing more and more in these sessions. మీరు ఏదైతే అడుగుతారో మీకేం కావాలో అవి నేర్పించడం ఇంపార్టెంట్. అందుకని మీకేదైనా ఇది నేర్పిస్తే బాగుండు అనిపించింది ఏదున్నా కూడా మీరు కామెంట్ సెక్షన్లో పోస్ట్ చేయండి. వీల్ ప్లాన్ అ లెసన్ అకార్డింగ్ టు దట్. Please, 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 again and again, my request to you is, will you all please check up your tenses? Will you all do a bit of reading? Look back at your grammar textbooks and do a reading on, detailed reading on the present tense, the different forms, past tense, different forms, modal verbs can, could, may, might, shall, should. ఇవి వాడడం వస్తే ఇంగ్లీష్ వచ్చినట్టే. So with this, with these few words, and I should thank the four of them who come at very short notice. No scripts written anywhere. They just jumped into the conversation, and I really have to thank Hari, Arvind, Emmanuel, and Mahesh. We want more and more students to come and join us in our studios so that the functional English is all about, as I said, more than two. So we need more and more students here who will actually role play the conversations. చిన్న చిన్న తప్పులు ఉన్నా కూడా పర్వాలేదు, వాడండి. ఇంగ్లీష్ వాడితేనే వస్తుంది. Now, these people have been so brave, coming from a regional medium and coming from a background not that very English in its nature. You would have seen the way they spoke. Hats off to them for being so brave to come live without any preparation, without the teacher telling them that this is what you'll have to do. Just push them into the water so that they can start swimming. Thank you so much, students. You've been a real, you have been really sportive in joining us, and we welcome you more and more to the studios. Thank you once again. And please subscribe to this channel, AP Youth Services, so that you will get all information about all the programs that AP Youth Services is organizing. Happy reading and happy learning English. Goodbye for now.